Hi, I'm Juanita and welcome back to the Knit Guru. Now you'll be saying to yourself, why are we in the car? Is it another windy day? Who knows? Well, it is, but mostly this one's about that I'm about to go out on a road trip. I'm expecting to be on the road for about anywhere between 2.5 to 4 hours a day over the next 4 days. So it should be an interesting time. However, it should also be noted that I will not be driving. I am a passenger princess. I am in charge of the snacks. I am in charge of the entertainment. I keep the phones charged. But mostly I sit here in my zone of creativity and I knit and crochet and generally annoy the driver. That's pretty much what I do. So this is what I'm going to be bringing in my knitting bag. This bag itself is a tote bag from Bailey J. It's got strawberries on it, and strawberries, if nothing else, are basically my personality at this point, along with sock knitting. In this bag, this is incidental because I've just realised I've still got stuff in the pockets from my last time I went out on a trip. Random set of stitch markers, and that really is a random set because I think there's probably about 60 there. A multi-balm lip and hand thing. A various colour notebook of post-its. Those generally come in handy. But hair tie. But that's not what I'm here for. This is the bag that I keep with me, normally behind my seat, and then at my feet will be whatever it is I'm actually working on at any one time. I will also let you know there are too many projects for one trip, because I am an idiot. I have no intention of finishing all of this. There's no way I'll finish any of this, but I have a reason for everything I'm bringing. Mostly I do struggle with hand pain. I do have an autoimmune condition that makes moving things difficult. So I find having a range of needle types and needle sizes and crochet versus knitting gives me options of what I can handle. Anyway, what am I putting in my project bag? First of all, we have my driving and car socks. These I am now almost finished. I should finish these within about the first hour of driving. I'm on the toe of the second sock. This is an opal yarn. It's got a line of sparkles through it. They are gorge. I also put my individual knitting projects in these Ziploc baggies, which will become a cursed noise. I am sorry in advance. Then what have I got? Other projects that are already on the go. I'm on the second sock here of this set. These are on the Addy Crazy Trio. These are my odd stripy socks. I've done the heel turn. This was done last night in the car, ironically, because I couldn't do the small ones, so I went to the fatter ones. So these won't take long because this is a double knit yarn. It's a double knit sock yarn from Hobie that came in one of their Christmas advent packs. So that sock won't take too long to finish, but not everybody wants to knit a boring, because it'll be just one colour knit stitch the whole way through. It's an easy one if I need to keep my eyes on what's going on, but that's project number 2. Now if I just bought those ones, I could easily finish them. So then I need to start a new road trip sock knitting project, because anytime I'm driving anywhere I tend to have a sock knitting project. So what I've got here is Colour Lab British sock wool. I think it's sock wool, or is it just British wool? British wool, colour skin for fresh sock pattern. What's it made of? It's made, oh yeah, wool and nylon. It's a proper sock yarn, but it's DK and it's a cool rainbowy shade. I did buy 2 of these with every intention of making his and hers socks. No one asked for this. To differentiate them in the wash, his will have black cuffs, toes and heels. Mine will be straight rainbows, because rainbows are everything. And I did treat myself to some new Chargu needles in the 4mm size, because the ergonomic prim ones that I've been using, I did snap one of the 3mm ones recently. So I've now become nervy about them, and I'm trying to find a replacement before I break my 4mm pair. I will not finish these socks on this road trip, but I'm fine with that. I have no intention of finishing these socks on this road trip because they're just going to be my next pair of road trip socks. There's no deadline on those. Then I have a test knit project for the woven. Now, this is using their smooth and silky yarn, and this is lovely. This is an 8-ply light worsted weight, 50 gram, 125 meter blend of merino and silk. Yeah, exactly. So this one here is a test knit. It's on 4.5 millimeter needles, and it's for a singlet. So I've got that to go. That I do have a deadline on the test knit for this one, so that's why I'm bringing this one along. Because if I get a chance to sit down and go through, particularly it's knit in the round, and I think the first thing I have to do is the I-cord cast on. So if I get a chance to sit down and get started on it, that will make me feel better about where I am in this project. This one is a baby knitting project. This is the second anchor cardigan, anchor jacket that I'm working on for a wee baby in my life. That shouldn't take too long to knit up, but it is one that requires a lot of focus, particularly when we get up to the raglan increases. So it's nice. That one's a nice one to do when you're sitting waiting for food in a restaurant while making conversation. She says as though she goes to restaurants frequently making conversation. Then I've picked up a ball of the Red Heart all-in-one granny, because I did enjoy on my last long road trip sitting down and just making a granny square, because from start to finish it felt like you were achieving something. I walked away with a stack of squares that I could then block up when I got home. I was thinking, throw 3 balls in, but I'm a realist. Not really a realist. I've thrown in the 1, and it's a nice one because I can pop the yarn into the drink bottle holder in the side door and put my feet on the dash, and off I go. I'm sure that's legal. So that's what's in there. Then the other things I've got in my bag is, per usual, I have my yarn notebook of these are my projects and my patterns on the go. It's my notes. It's a couple of to-do bits that are stitched in there. I do love this book. This is a Leuchtturm 1917. Anyway, love this. So my notebook goes in there in the side. I'll slide my iPad in the side of the bag as well. I then have this tiny set of travel felts, I call them, from Muji. Now, I picked these up in London a few years back. They're teeny tiny felt pens, because if I feel inspired, or if while I'm making notes on something, I need colours, it's handy. I say this as though I'm not bringing a hella fuck ton of stuff. Hand cream, because sore hands and rough skin don't mix. So hand cream a necessity, particularly if I'm touching the baby yarn. Rough skin can pull on the yarn, so I don't want that. Anyway, I love this one, the Neutrogena Norwegian formula. Then I've got my Wet Ones sensitive wipes, because sometimes one needs to wipe things sensitively. I'm allergic to everything, let's be completely honest. I've clearly touched something earlier and now I've got some red spots coming up. So if I get out of the car, I'm pretty much going to be wiping off my hands and then re-moisturising them. There's too much information that you didn't need to know. Then I have my pencil case. Why do I have my pencil case? Because in the pencil case, I've got the things that are useful to me. I've got a collection of fountain pens. I've got washi tape. I've got yarn scraps. I've got my Blistex. I've got my Apple Pencil. I've got my highlighters and pencils and things for taking notes, particularly on the test knit PDF that she sent through. Then I have this, my travel implements. Now I do need to rationalize this down and make it smaller, because in here I normally go through and just carry what I need for the projects on the go at the time, but it's grown in size just recently and it's got too many things in it, I'm aware. Tape measure, handy. What I also do have is, this is my 6mm prim hook that I will use on the Granny Red Heart yarn. There's a lot of crochet hooks in here that I do not need. I've got thingy clips. I've got tiny skizzers. I have cable needles that I don't require. I've got darning needles that I might require. I've got the long thing for holding your held stitches on. Like literally 90% of what's in here does not need to be in here. I should go through and cull it out. I am not going to be needing a 3.5mm cable needle on this journey. It's still in there. But I don't want to take too much out of there because I know I'm going on another trip next week. And on the trip next week, I will definitely need what's in here. Because there's an expectation that I will sit and crochet amigurumi toys for the small children. Yeah, there's that. So I don't want to rationalize it now, even though I probably should. So that is everything that's in my knitting bag for my road trip that I'm going on in just a few hours. You would think that I wouldn't spend all the time working out what knitting projects I'm taking, when I should probably pack my bag and work out what clothes I'm wearing, or pack in my thermos and my snacks, and, you know, charging up my power bank. All the things that one should do before one goes on a road trip. Anyway, with all that in mind, I will say sayonara, and I will catch you next week. Bye.